Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today here at Levittown Public Library, a gospel class with Kimberly. Today is Monday, August 30th, or approximately 11 a.m. Go ahead, Kim.
Thank you very much, Hitomi. Welcome back, everybody. I know a couple of you, or at least one of you, might be new straight off the bat. So let me introduce you to Agascu. Agascu just means posture. It's some dude's last name. So just equate it with posture. Posture is neither good nor bad. Posture is just how your body shows up based on what it's experienced throughout life. So today we're going to be doing some stimulating moves to get the body to reorient itself. We're not about forcing in Agascu. It's not about effort in Agascu. It's about form and listening to your body. So if something doesn't work out for you, if something doesn't feel right, or something hurts, God forbid, then back off, come out of the move, wait for me to give you a modification, or just skip the move. I don't stay in moves for too terribly long. So if something isn't working out, don't give up on yourself. You might find something towards the end of this routine that really, really helps you. So I encourage you to stick with me to the end. What we're going to be using today is a big block or an ottoman or a chair, something that comes up to hip height when you're on your knees. Can't get on your knees? It's okay. I'll give you modifications today. The other thing you're going to be using is a pillow or a block. Some of you have blocks, those yoga blocks, pink, blue. If you're using a pillow off of your bed, make sure you fold it in half because we want a lot of resistance when we do use it. The other thing we're going to use is a belt. This is a real belt. I've got a yoga belt. You might have a leather belt at home. Use a strap. You don't want it to bend, and you don't want one of those PT rubber things. We want resistance. So when you push on it, it won't move. That's the key. What am I going to give you today, everybody? I think we're going to start out with a few hands and knees movements. Again, if that doesn't work out for you, we're going to be doing some modifications, and I'll help you out with that. So we're going to start out today with static extension position. For those of you that can't do it, just hang on a second. I will show you a modification. Everybody else, if you're okay on hands and knees, you're going to come to your hands and knees. What I want you to do is pay attention to where your knees and your hands fall. So even if you're standing with the modification I give you later, knees, ankles, feet all stay in that distance of your hips. That's about the length of a dollar bill. When you put your hands down, put them right underneath your shoulders. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. We're going to move the hands 6 inches forward. So you're going to walk your palm to where your fingertips are, palm to where your fingertips are. Now you see my hands are forward of my shoulders. So I'm going to change that. I'm shifting forward so my shoulders are back in vertical line with my hands. If you come so far that you're ending up like this, it's way too far. You'll feel that it's off because it's hard to hold and it starts to hurt your back. That's way too far. So if you feel that, back it up. I want you to think like a sway back horse. Let your shoulder blades come together, which is kind of challenging for a lot of us. Let your belly fall to the floor and let your head hang. We're going to hold this for 2 minutes. Band-aid here is if you cannot do this without your elbows bending, some of you, your shoulders are so stuck, your elbows start to compensate. You're just going to separate your hands out wider. So if you're those people that have your elbows bending, stance your arms out wider, and then your shoulders will have an easier time coming back and down. The timer's going, everybody, so hang out there. If you can't do it for 2 minutes, and do it for 10 seconds. Do what you can. For those of you that are on the wall because you cannot get onto hands and knees today, you're going to stand up, put your hands on the wall, and do a similar motion. I'm just dropping in, letting my shoulders come back and down, and keeping my elbows straight. Same idea here. I'm just not on hands and knees. You've got about 1 minute and 10 seconds left, everybody. Stay with me. If you cannot do this on your hands, but you can do hands and knees, and this is bothering your wrists, you can straighten out your wrists and come onto your fist. Other thing you could do is do it on your elbows. I could come up with modifications till I'm blue in the face. Get creative. So if something's not working for you, just get creative. Maybe you could tell me later. Say, hey, Kim, I figured out a new way to do this move. What do you think? Does this help? You're going to be able to figure out if it's helpful or not based on how your body responds. So if your body likes it, you stand up, you feel better, test it out. It's how these moves get figured out in the first place. About 30 more seconds, everyone. This move is called static extension position. There are lots of other moves we can add to the static extension position. That's why we call it static extension position, because you can do all sorts of leg movements and arm movements while you're in this position. Wonderful. I'm going to come out of this move, everybody. I'm going to flop you over onto your back. Can't go on your back. You're just going to sit in your chair. I'm going to do a frog. I'm going to do a frog position now. We're going to do that for 2 minutes. So I'll put the soles of my feet together and let my knees drop out to the sides. If you notice when you lay on your back that your face is pointing way back behind you because your shoulders are rounding forward, then feel free to get a pillow in order to make your face a little more neutral to the ceiling. Ultimately, I don't want you guys to be doing frog with a pillow. We want to get your body to be able to do it without the pillow, but you have to pay attention to your form. If you can't do this laying on the floor, yeah, you can do it on a bed. It's not the best because the bed is going to slump, but you can do it sitting in a chair too. See, I can sit up in my chair and put my legs into this position. So you can't get on the floor today, go ahead and sit in a chair. I am not drawing my knees to the ground. This is a pretty passive move. I'm letting everything kind of flop, letting gravity do this work. This move might be uncomfortable for some of you. I need you guys to start understanding what the definition between discomfort and pain is, what sensation is and pain is. I have some people who are new. I know you guys who've been supporting me for years, you know the difference. Some people who are new, they use this blanket term of pain to describe any sensation that goes on in their body. You have to be a little bit more discriminating. You have to understand what the signals are that your body's giving you. So if you just feel tightness, then that's a sensation and it's okay. So stay with it. Pain is bad pain. Red lights are going off. Okay, this is going to hurt me later in the day. I know if this happens to me, then I have to go for the Advil. If you experience that, then you want to come out of any of the moves that are causing that. They're not moves for you just yet. All right, guys, we're going to stay in this position as long as it's okay. If it's not okay, go ahead and bring your legs together. That's all right. I'm going to stay in this position because I'm going for some pullovers. Reach your arms straight up to the sky. This is a really basic move. Interlace your hands, touch your palms together. Elbows stay straight though, everybody. Drop your arms backwards, overhead, and return them to over your chest. Elbows stay straight. I'm still rehabbing my shoulders, so my arms do not hit the ground just yet. My right arm can, my left arm cannot. But even though my right arm can and my left arm can't, I'm not bringing my right arm to the floor and bending my left elbow in order to compensate. That's a no-no. I now have to rehab my shoulder by teaching both shoulders how to load properly, which means both of them now have to go evenly. So my right arm now has to slow down and hang on because my left arm is pulling and tight and not remembering what to do. Cheater here would bend their elbows just so that they could hit the floor. Yay, see, I hit the floor. I completed the exercise. I feel successful. It's not about effort. We have to re-educate the tissues, the muscles, and therefore the joints and all sorts of stuff, how to go through this motion. And keep your elbows straight. I hope as you're dropping backwards, you're feeling that this is more than a shoulder move. You feel as you reach backwards, you might feel a pulling down into your lower back, down into your pelvis, because there's stuff that attaches there, tissues, muscles, direct connections, secondary connections, tertiary connections. You cannot change one part of the body without asking the rest of it to change too. The body is a unit. I'm going to move back into the hips now, everybody. We're going to do something called the hip crossover stretch, not an easy move. Again, you can do this sitting in a chair. I'll show you as soon as I demonstrate the hip crossover stretch straight up. So I'm going to bring the arms out to a T with palms face down. And bring your legs to the hook lying position, which means your knees are bent. And I want you to be really clean with where your feet are placed. I put my knees and my ankles together for you newbies, and I'm going to walk my feet out one step, heel, toe. And that's usually hip distance. Do it one more time. Heel, toe. I'm going to stay there. Right ankle crosses to your left knee. There's a beautiful open space in between my legs. If this is too challenging, you're just going to stay here and deal with your challenge in your own way. If you're ready to come further, we're going to twist through the lower back without sliding your left foot. My legs can come all the way over and even touch the floor. Some of you might be stuck here because it feels so tight. That's cool. Stay there. You want to keep your shoulders on the floor in this move. Other thing, don't let your knee drop in towards your chest. You want to point your knee towards the sky best you can. Mine looks really pretty because I've been doing this for years. Yours might not look that pretty. That's okay. That's all right. We also have to take what the body can give. So if you're stuck in a certain area, especially if this is your first time doing this move, don't beat up on yourself. Progress will happen. You just have to be easy enough on yourself to allow it. That's why these moves are kind of simple, but yet challenging in their own way. So again, to do this, if you're sitting in a chair, which I doubt few of you are stuck in a chair, maybe some, but a few, just cross your ankle over and twist your body. That's all. You can get this done in a chair. Get creative, everybody. Hang out for 15 more seconds, friends. 15 more seconds. This move should not feel easy. There is a good amount of work in this move, especially around the hip area where I'm drawing my knee away from me. I'm abducting through my hip and outwardly rotating through my hip. I'm going to switch to the other side, friends. So again, I'm going to show you another angle. Arms go out to a T. I'm crossing my left ankle to my right knee. Watch, my right foot does not slip. Keep it in place. Stays in line with my hip. I just come over to the side. 1 minute. 1 minute. If you notice your shoulder is coming off the floor, you are cheating. Your shoulders must stay on the floor for this move. Like I said earlier, it's okay if your legs are kind of hanging out in the air because you're tight. We need to re-educate the body how to go through this move. And that doesn't mean twisting and getting your arms up off of the floor, because then you lose your form and the work isn't taking place. Yes, your body should be nimble enough and stretchy enough, flexible enough, and strong enough to do this move. But some of you, it may not be yet. A few more seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Then we're going to hit it even harder. Fantastic. Come on out, friends. I'm going to show you the crocodile. This is a harder version of our twist. A little bit harder to do if you're sitting in a chair too. So if you don't want to do it, then you can just hang out for 2 minutes. This move, we're going to keep the legs straight. I'm going to keep my feet in line with my hips. So remember, it's about that dollar bill distance. I'm going to leave the left leg on the floor. I'm sitting up just so I can face you and show you what we're going to do with the legs. Left leg stays on the floor. My ankles are dorsiflexed, so they're pulled towards me. Put my right foot on top of my left. If I can, I'm going to slip my Achilles tendon in between the two toes. If that's uncomfortable, you could do shoes, put shoes on, or you can just touch the toes to the heel. So that's what we're going to do. Don't slide your feet to the middle. You're going to keep your feet in place and place the foot. This one is a toughie. We're going to hold 1 minute on each side. So you lay back just like you did before. We're going to go palms face down, arms out to a T. Get the setup for your legs. Right leg goes on top of left. Now squeeze your butt cheeks together like you've got diarrhea and you're stuck in traffic on the 495. Tighten your thighs and twist your lower half to the left. Leave your shoulders on the floor. I know I make that look so easy. This was not always easy for me. And stay with it. Stay with it, girl. Don't cheat by pushing your hand into the floor. Shoulders stay on the floor. This is for your torso to do. This is for your legs to do. These muscles must wake up, even if you're not able to get the butt to come off the floor and twist. The muscles that we're activating will eventually get strong enough and be able to recruit well enough to do this. Keep your butt squeezing, everybody. Squeeze those cheeks. Tighten your thighs. Everything from your hips down is tight. And by creating that recruitment, by creating that contraction, it's actually forcing muscles through your hips and torso to turn on. So you don't even have to suck your belly in. That's a no-no in Egoscue. That's a big no-no. Come on out, everybody. Whew, did you feel that work? We've got the other side to do. Congratulations, you made it. Keep your legs straight out in line with your hips, just like I showed you. Left foot goes on top of right this time. Again, this move is called the crocodile. Arms out to a T with your palms face down. Tighten your thighs, squeeze your butt, twist to the right this time. Ooh, this side's different, huh? Tendency is for your bottom knee to bend in order to kind of pull you through. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Keep your thighs tight. You want this twisting to come through your torso. There are muscles that need to be woken. They need to be awoken, awaked, woked up, shook awake. How about this? They need to regain and restore their function. They need to remember their job. 15 seconds. Keep that butt squeezing and your thighs tight. This move is called the crocodile. Not easy. I know. I know. Come on out. Woo-hoo-hoo. Come back to the hook lying position. Knees are bent. Feet are flat on the floor. Keep your feet pointed straight ahead. Bring your arms to a nice resting position where you feel comfy. We're going to rock the pelvis back and forth. Anterior tilt, posterior tilt. Back and forth. Back and forth. All the way one way, all the way the other way. Back, forth. These are called pelvic tilts. I use the term rocking because that's the best way to describe what's going on. For the most part, your tailbone stays on the floor. This is not a bridge. I am not lifting my hips up off the floor. That's what happens when new people see what I'm doing and they try too hard. Remember what I said earlier, it's not about the effort. It's not about effort. A little bit of stimulus, you'd be surprised how the body starts to respond and how quickly it responds. I am going to give you guys some standing moves. So if you're okay, I'm going to come up to a stand. We're going to do a wall twist, standing wall twist. I think I'm missing a good chunk of my floor here. Let me do that. Okay. Good. We can still see my head. Okay, standing wall twist. Pretend there's a glass wall in front of me because I'm going to show you what it looks like through the wall so you guys can get an effective demonstration. I am going to stand in a specific way with my feet. I'll show you later. But the placement of my hands is going to be wider than my shoulders. It's also going to be between chest high and chin high. So it's like a really wide set push-up. That's where I'm going to be placing my hands on the wall or on the door. Okay. What I'm going to do is stand sideways to my wall, about a forearm's distance, maybe a little bit less from the wall, maybe 8 inches or so away from the wall. My leg that's on the inside, that's towards the center of the room, I'm going to put that one forward. Touch my heel to my toe, just like the move we just finished on the floor, heel to toe. I want you guys to distribute your weight evenly between your front and back foot. And then you're going to twist your chest towards the wall. Remember what I just demonstrated? And I showed you that wide set push-up. Place your hands on the wall. I'm going to hold here for 1 minute. Same thing as the other move we were just in, except I want you to leave your butt out of it. Tighten your thighs. So keep your knees as straight as you can. Leave your butt loose. Only thing we're tightening is the thighs. So we're locking the knees. Does everybody feel one shoulder blade is pulling back really hard? It's on our trailing arm. Again, distribute your weight evenly between your front and your back leg. If you get really good at this, you're going to distribute the weight evenly between the inside and outside edges of both of your feet. We want to get really even. Oh boy, there's some muscles turning on. Everybody feel different sensations in their legs, in their hips, in their arms. It's almost there and then it's gone and it moves somewhere else. That's the change I was talking about. I'm going to come out and go to the other side. Now, I actually like to do the little Michael Jackson swivel. Let's start from the beginning, about 8 to 10 inches from the wall. The leg on the inside is going to go forward. The leg that's towards the center of your room will go forward. Distribute your weight. Twist your chest towards the wall. Ooh, this side's different. If you're feeling different from your left to right sides, we are imbalanced. So there's something going on one side that's not going on the other, and vice versa. We need to have that balance. This side should feel the same as the other. It should, but it doesn't. It doesn't because our body adapts. Our body adapts to what we give it. And for the most part, we give it one-sided moves. Very few of us are stimulating the body left, right, front, back, inside, out, up, down. We're going through moves in our daily lives that are habitual. And our body displays that in our posture. Keep your thighs tight, everybody. Everything else is relaxed. Not consciously tightened at all. Come on out, friends. Feel a little different from left to right now. Maybe one side feels a little more tender than the other. It's okay. I'm going to show you guys the standing windmill. We've done this one in the past. Keep your feet hip distance. I'm going to bring the arms out to a T. If you've got a nice, clean, clear wall, use it. Put your butt and your heels on the wall. But if you don't have it, because I've got this heater down here, got the baseboard, I can't really back up to the wall. So I'm going to pretend. Lean to my left and lean to my right. In my pretend scenario, my thumb and my pinky are grazing the wall. My heels stay on the floor. My butt stays over my heels. This is standing windmill. I love that some of you have a beautiful wall and you can demonstrate that for me. I love it. But I am able to catch some of you guys moving through your shoulders instead of your waist. So I'm catching you. You kind of hit this point where your body goes, I don't want to do it anymore. And you're doing this to complete the move. Nope. Keep the arms out to a T, only move through your waist. Separate your feet 1.5 feet to 2 feet wide. My feet are still parallel. They're on the train tracks, everybody, on the train tracks. Arms out, hands open, wide, left and right. I'm not moving through my shoulders. My butt is not sliding back and forth. Only place that movement is taking place is right in my waist. I'm not laterally gliding, I'm laterally flexing like a hose. I think very few of you can laterally glide unless you do belly dancing. It's a rib slide. But the wider our legs go, the less you'll be gliding anyway. And it's going to fix itself. So if any of you are actually doing that improperly, it's going to fix itself. Let's separate the legs even wider. Now I want you guys to think like a cheerleader, but stay in control. Nice wide stance, widest you can muster, but stay in control. Oh, thank goodness. I haven't done this in a few weeks. Shame on me. I'm finally feeling the muscles that I know are weak on my posterior left side. They're kicking on. Okay, so I needed this. I needed this. Too much bicycle. Too much bicycle for me. Gotta go for a run. Back and forth. This is a standing windmill. If you got creative with this and you don't feel like standing, you can do it sitting in a chair, sure. Get creative. We're gonna come back to our first position, ladies and gentlemen. Feet under hips. And since we were here earlier, now this can be a functional test. So we can test what has changed. Does it feel easier? Does it feel harder? It's gonna feel different. So don't lie to yourself and don't lie to me by saying, it's the same. No way. Ooh, I love it. Very good. Very good stuff. Okay, everybody, I'm gonna take you right back down to the floor again. Right back down to the floor. Get your strap and get your block or your pillow. We're going to do some double with the lift, and we're going to do double switch with the lift. I'm going to start you out with our double switch. That means we're going to put the pillow between our knees and the strap is going to go around our ankles. I'm giving it to you that way just in case we still have some residual imbalances between left and right. When you take your strap and you put it around your legs, I want you to tighten it up so that your ankles are the same distance apart as your hips. Ankles, knees, hips, hip distance. That's where we're going to be. And so we're coming back to that hook line position. For you, roll. You know what I mean. Those of you that know you've got that flat back thing going on, you might want to do your rolls too, because we're in that hook line position. Anybody who's new, don't worry about it. You're just going to lay in the hook line position. It's just a little added bonus for some of the people that have a certain posture, and I know them. Okay, everybody. Hook lying, we have a pillow in between our knees. If you're using a pillow off of your bed, fold it in half or in thirds. You want a lot of resistance. Feet stay parallel. I'm going to squeeze my knees in onto the block, about 50% effort. Don't kill it. At the same time, I'm going to push out on the strap, but don't evert your feet. You don't want your feet to end up doing this. You see what I do with my hands? Keep your feet parallel. So as I push out, my feet don't move. And then let it go and do it again. Knees go in, ankles push out. In a perfect world, if I was doing this and my feet were on ice, it would still stay in place. Stay in place. So I'm not sliding my feet or moving my feet on the floor in any way. I'm just applying pressure. This is a toughie to coordinate. It should be done simultaneously, but if you're new, this is going to be hard. So my suggestion is to segment it. Do knees in, ankles out, or ankles out, knees in, rest. Ankles out, knees in, rest. It will get symmetrical in time. The more you effort, the harder this is going to be. So try not to give it a whole lot of effort. It's just turning on some muscles and turning them off. We're going for balance, not effort. Give yourself some ease right now because I'm going to hammer you for our workout today. I'm going to bring down the hammer. So don't kill it here or you're going to be super tired. Can you get this done sitting in a chair? Yes, you can. Get creative. You can do this sitting in a chair. Put that pillow between your knees while you're sitting in the sitting position. Right? Same thing. It's just a little bit deeper in flexion. That's all. So I'm basically sitting in a chair. Load is just different in a chair. That's all. The load here is going from my chest down in through my back. So it's not as loaded as people would be sitting in a chair. So I'm actually giving my hips a little bit of break and allowing them the ability to recruit the right muscles. In a chair, it can get a little bit harder. We are going to add the lift to this one, ladies and gentlemen. When we do the lift, I want you to think of lifting your feet off of the floor 2 to 6 inches. It's only a little bit. Everybody gets this wrong right off the bat. They pick their legs up and their knees are almost in their chest. I want you to lift 2 to 6 inches. Seeing all the faces that I recognize. How you guys doing? Hi, Cindy. So we're going to put the pressure on the block, also put the pressure on the strap, hold, and then lift your feet from your hips and back down. 2 to 6 inches, everybody. It's just a little bit, lift and lower. Some of you are going to go, whoa, I feel some pain there. Okay, the lift is not for you. Then stay with the push in and the push out and release. The lift is not for everybody. Oh, I'm starting to cramp. Ow. That's a new one. Too much bicycle. I'm cramping down into my ankle today. That's a new one for me. And my right secondary hip flexor is cramping. Usually my left one is, not today. Okay, so I needed this one. Ugh. Oh, the chin is cramping, calf. Oh man, am I out of balance. I always laugh at the cramps that come up, even for my clients. Yes, I laugh at you guys. When you cramp, I'm applauding. Inside, I'm saying, welcome to the muscles that don't work. So even though I'm cramping and I'm hanging on that edge, it hurts, but I'm still going because I know what the sensation is. We're going to switch this in just a few more once Kim stops cramping. No, this is not my time. This is your time. So I'm not going to kill you here just because my muscles got a little weak. I'll wait till later and then I'll just do this again for myself because I know I need it. Okay, we are going to switch to our double double. So now you're going to put the strap up above your knees. Remember, the separation between your knees is going to be hip distance. I had a tendency for years to do way too narrow. To my eye, I don't know, it was just very, very narrow. And then when I looked at where my hip sockets were, I said, whoa, I'm a little bit off. So I let the strap out just no more than an inch. And all of a sudden the whole move changed, because depending on the angles of your joints, different muscles need to be recruited in order to pull them through motions. So it's not a bad idea to just try it. Just try it. Go a little bit narrower, go a little bit wider, and see what is beneficial for you. I'm putting the block or the pillow between my ankles and my big toes. One of my clients monkey foots this. Don't monkey foot it. She's really, really shut down. She's in a wheelchair, so I know why she does it, but I smack her every time. Don't let your feet supinate. You don't want to monkey foot this. I want your feet flat on the floor. Flat on the floor. Do not grab your pillow with monkey feet. No, 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 no. Do your best. Okay, so we're in the hook line position again. And you got it, same idea here. Wherever the block is, we're applying pressure inward. Wherever the strap is, we're applying pressure outward. So I'm pushing out on the strap and I'm gliding into the block. That means my ankle, the instep of my foot, my big toe, my heel, everything is gliding in. We're working on ice, pretend. Over and over. Apply the pressure and release. Again, you may have to segment this. Trying to get this to occur simultaneously can be challenging. It should occur simultaneously. But if it doesn't, then that's a key that, hey, I've just lost that pattern. We will get it back. Just takes a little bit of stimulation. The body will get it back. Oh, I love feeling things move around and the right muscles turning on. So you might be feeling this in your quads or inner thighs. hamstring, calf, things might be cramping up on you, and then it starts to change. It starts to move, and then other muscles start turning on. Oh, now I feel it here in my butt or in my hip. This is the change that I was describing earlier, that the body wants to be aligned. It wants to work as per its design. All we have to do is stimulate it. It knows what to do. There's a wisdom in the body. I didn't design it. It's not like Porsche designed it. But if you get somebody who's never worked on cars before looking at a Porsche, and why is this do this? Why do they have this here and that there? Well, when it breaks and you have to figure it out, you realize, oh, that's why they put that there, so that when this happens, yeah, since we didn't design the human body, we've got to trust the wisdom. And you realize there's so much wisdom in it. We don't know what we're messing with sometimes. We don't know. Sometimes we do when we trust the innate skills that have come to us through nature a lot of times. And doctors are working their way through it, but there's a lot of crap that we haven't known that we're realizing, wow, that was foolish. And there's still more to go. So that's why I encourage you guys to learn as much as you can about your body so that you know. Is everyone ready? We're going to incorporate the lift, ladies and gentlemen. The pressure goes out on the strap. The pressure goes in on the block. Don't squeeze too hard. Lift and lower. Remember, 2 to 6 inches. I don't want to see anybody pulling their knees towards the chest. It's not that that's a bad thing, but there's something I'm going after in particular in this move by keeping you in that 2 to 6 inch range. So once you pass that 2 to 6 inch range, other muscles start turning on and they start getting recruited. I'm going after specific ones right here. Oh, this one feels so good. Does everybody feel that? Oh, you feel the glutes turning on? That's what I needed on my left side, especially. Oh, that's such a good feeling. I love that burn. I want to stay here forever because I know I'm a weakling in this spot. You guys are probably saying, no, I don't want any more. Well, keep it up. Can't do this, do one. If you can't do a million with me, do one. Of course, you're not going to do one, you'll try for 2. If you do two, you're going to try for 5. Just do what you can. Oh, finally, starting to pull the hip in the right way. Beautiful. I'm going to go for 5 more. Just because, and then I'm going to go into my book of pain. I'm going to start giving you our harder strengthening workout. So we are pretty good here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and take these devices off of yourselves. What did I spy with my little eye today? Okay, yes, this is a good one. This is a good one. Okay, we are going to do some bear crawls today. If you cannot do the bear crawl, just kind of hang out. You can watch us, or you can try to do your bear crawl maybe on your bed. So if you can't get to hands and knees today, maybe go to your bed and work on a bear crawl today. We are going to do a minute in each position. We're going to do bear crawl, and just like we did in school, crab walk. So if you cannot do those today, you can get on hands and knees on your bed. You can even get on quote unquote hands and knees by putting your hands on a couch or something. And you can do bear crawl there. Just figure out something. Figure out something. So our bear crawl for 1 minute, I will show you how we do Egoscue style bear crawls. If you don't like it, do your regular bear crawl. Egoscue style bear crawls are really, really hip driven, which means we keep our hips low. So I start on hands and knees, and then I lift my knees off the floor just a few inches. This is our bear crawl position. It's so hard to do, and you stay low. I know I make that look so darn easy. Some of you who I've worked with in the past, you've lost that cross crawl pattern, and you have a tendency to move forward with the same hand and the same leg. That's off. what you want to do is the cross crawl, the transverse pattern. So as your right arm moves forward, your left leg should move forward. So if you're noticing, wow, my pattern's off, slow it down, keep control, and work with it there. Whether you have your hands on your bed or a couch or the floor, 1 minute. Here we go. Forward bear crawl. I don't care where you go with it. Forward bear crawl. Keep your hips low. Try to keep your knees in line. Knees in line with your hips when you come forward. I don't want to see a whole heck of a lot of this. No legs going out. Keep your knees in line. The higher your hips come, the easier it's going to be for your knees to stay in line with your hips. But we want to work on deep hip flexion. I know I make it look easy. It's not. Need a break? Take a break. We're about 30 seconds in. When I worked in Synergy, some people really lost the pattern with this, and I had them on their hands and knees doing a baby crawl. Break. So baby crawl might be where you have to regress towards. We're going to do crab walk. This one's going to look ugly on me because of my shoulder, but we're putting our butt up off the floor with our chest towards the sky. Not an easy move. For a lot of us who haven't been in gym class for a while. So you can go forwards or backwards. Ooh, this is ugly on me. I used to be able to do it here, but my shoulder doesn't want to do that now, so I'm off and twisting. If you want to modify that, put your hands on a chair behind you and just work with holding your weight here. You can come on and off your chair. So don't give up and say, I can't do crab walk. Get creative, do something. Everybody got it? We're going to do 1 minute. Crab walk. Whoa. Loading that left shoulder is tough, but it's happening. Thanks. I see a thumbs up. Is that because you like my outfit today? Did I shave good enough? She's like, yeah, Kim, nice wax job. Yes, I'm doing a backwards crawl. I don't have a whole lot of room in here, so I go forwards, I go backwards. I hope you guys are sampling the modification. I'm watching some of you do it, just lifting your butt off the floor, coming back down. Get creative. Don't you give up on me. Don't you give up on yourself. 10 seconds. Stay with me. Relax. We're going to do Superman to Starfish next. This is a move that you start out laying on your belly. If you guys want to get on your bed because you can't get on the floor, go ahead. Superman, Starfish. When we do Superman, our arms come straight out in front of us. Oh, nice. I've just noticed something I want to share with you guys. My arm went from 20 degrees, maybe to 15, maybe to 10. So I need more crab walk to wake it up. Hard move. Superman. We're going to lay on our bellies, lift our legs, lift our arms. But for our Starfish, think of it like a jumping jack position. We're going to come out to the star and also lift. Can't get on the floor, you're going to do this on your bed or on your couch or put your belly on a chair. I'm going to give you guys 1 minute. We're going to do Superman, relax, Starfish, relax. Arms come straight out, legs go straight back. Here's your Superman. Starfish, just like I showed you. Oops. Arms are out, legs are out, left. Good luck. 1 minute. Superman, Starfish, go. I don't care if you get 2 done. Do something. Superman Starfish. Relax, Supermans and Starfishers. Relax. What do we have next? Probably something that I don't want to do. Cats and dogs. Not a bad choice. So we're going to come to hands and knees. Can't do that. You're going to sit in your chair. Going to go for 10. Hands go underneath shoulders. Knees go underneath your hips. You arch your back. You round your back. You can get this done sitting in a chair. Just put your hands on your thighs. Even if you're in a wheelchair, you can get this work done. You want to know how I know that? Because I have a client who's in a wheelchair. She gets this stuff done. There's no excuses, because I know you guys who are showing up with me, you're not in wheelchairs. I don't want you to get there. I don't want you to get there. So stay with me, make the choice, do what you can while you can so that you can get better. Everybody got your chair nearby? I promised one of you that I would do some step-ups, and we're gonna do it, darn it. Grab a nice kitchen chair, or if you're afraid or you just can't get that high, I'll show you a modification. You can do a stool and not actually step up on it. You can even use the curb outside if you want to use the curb, or maybe you've got a little lip inside of your house. We're going to do a round of step-ups. I interlace my hands behind my head and I draw my elbows back really strongly. The point for that is to keep the shoulders and upper back in extension. I don't want you to start rounding to get in here. So this is a hard part of it. Got a shoulder problem? Maybe put your hands on your shoulders, draw your elbows back, or even put your hands on your waist. Draw your elbows back. I want you to think about shoulders stay back and down. I'm going to do a full-on step up. Some of you might not be able to get this high and step up. That's fine. If you cannot do that, I'm going to hit the wall with my other knee. So I'll just do a step up. If you can't do that, place your foot and put it back down on the floor. Place it and put it back down. No excuses. Get something done. 1 minute, we're going to do a round of step ups. I'm going right, left, left, right, left, right. 1 minute. Here we go. Elbows stay back, shoulders stay back. Step and back down. Step, back down. Try not to hit the wall. So when I do my step up, I actually pick my knee up towards my chest. Step, knee up, back down. That's my full version of step up. Step, knee up, down. Step, up, down. Elbows back. I hope your chair is more stable than what I've got. I've got my foam block. It's squishy. Elbows back and relax. Yay, step uppers. Where are my step uppers now? I'll take you into air bench. You're going to put your back on a door or against a wall, even better. Don't have a wall, you're going to use a door. Make sure you're on the right side of the door so you're not leaning on the integrity of the latch. You want the door to be pressing into the wood itself of the jamb. Don't want to mess with the integrity of the latch, because if that gives up on you, the door is going to open. So I'm going to walk my feet out until my feet are further away than my knees. You don't want 90 degrees here. This is a different style of air bench. I'm going to drop my hips until they're the same height of my knees. If you can't do that, or you feel some knee pressure, bring your hips up higher. I'm going to go for 1 minute here. I'm pushing my lower back into the wall. You might have to tilt your pelvis in order to start that, but you're using your thigh muscles to jam it in. From the other perspective, those of you that are new, how far apart are my feet? How far apart are my knees? Right. If they tend to go in or out, put a block in between them. That'll stop them. That'll force them out or force your knees to come in. It's going to create more symmetry between both of your hips. Push that lower back into the wall, ladies and gentlemen. Do not lean on your hands. It's okay to rest your hands here. That's why I go palms up so that I actually don't lean or I'll drop my arms. This is hip work. 10 more seconds to complete our minute. Come on out. Oh, that feels good. And take everybody down into a static back. If you don't want to do static back, then you can just sit in your chair. Usually we start in static back. Today, I'm going to end you in static back. I'm laying on my back and I'm putting my legs on top of my block or your ottoman, whatever you got. You want to try to stay at 90-degree angles. That's the point. I'm going to go palms up, arms out to 45 degrees. I'm just going to hang here for a few minutes. If your head is still pointed backwards towards the wall behind you, grab your pillow. You want your face to be parallel to the ceiling. If the head is tilted backwards, it's going to start activating the neck muscles and the upper traps. And that's not what we want. We want the hips to tell the spine, to tell the shoulders, to tell the head to come in line. Not a straight line, of course, but more symmetrical. This is one of the most requested moves because it's very passive or seems very passive, but there actually is a lot of work going on here. It's quite a winner because it addresses so many postural deviations. The floor is trapping you. Your block or chair is trapping you. When the body gets trapped, it forces certain muscles to activate and others to deactivate and relax. I'm not letting you go just yet. Give me maybe 2 more minutes. But I do want to say thank you to all of my supporters over the years. You guys know who you are. You keep on coming to these classes despite my quirks, including the Levittown Library. It's amazing me getting fired from all these different jobs. Levittown Library understands me though. A lot of places, you know, went out of business, things like that. But I'm so thankful for the Levittown Library keeping these wonderful programs going. And they only do that because you guys keep showing up. So something must be working. So if you find that this is beneficial to you, invite some of your friends, tell people about it. I do enjoy helping. I hope that you get that feeling from me that I care enough. That's why I give you so many modifications. I just want to give you all my thanks. I don't know who I would be without you guys, so thank you. Okay, after all that work, before we get up, let's go back to one functional test. Come back into the frog position because I'm interested in seeing, and go for some of those pullovers. I know you guys remember what they were like before. It was only less than an hour that we tried these. Just check it out. See, what changed? A lot of moves since then. What changed? Things feel different. Just check it out before you get up. That is our last move, everyone. If you have any questions, any concerns, any comments, you can leave them in the comment section. If I choose to answer them or not, you could feel lucky or unlucky. I'll do my best to get to them. In the meantime, I think next week is Labor Day, so there may be no class then, but you can now sign up at the Levittown Library and you'll be signing up for all the classes. So check out Levittown Library, and I look forward to seeing you guys when I'm doing it again. Thank you for showing up with me today. Bye-bye.